Lecture 1. Introduction. Years back, psychology was being studied as a separate area of philosophy, but the successes in experimental methods in physical sciences encouraged some philosopher to study the mind and behavior of humans scientifically. And then, in 1879, the first ever psychological laboratory was established in University of Leipzig, Germany, by a German philosopher and psychologist, Wilhelm Wundt. So we consider him as father of psychology as well. Now let's talk about the term psychology. It has been derived from two Greek words, that is, psyche and logos. Psyche means mind, soul, or spirit, and logos means study or knowledge. So here comes the most basic and generic definition that psychology is the study of mind. But later on, different scientists interpreted the term differently, and thereby, now we have multiple definitions of this term. So now let's talk about some of the definitions of psychology. First of all, definition of psychology by an American psychologist, Walter Bowers Pillsbury. He said, psychology is the science of human behavior, and it includes the application of behavioral science to human problems. Number 2, as per the Willem McDougall, psychology is a scientific discipline that seeks to enhance our understanding and control of the behavior of individual as a whole. Number 3, as per Jackson, psychology is the investigation of human and animal behavior, and of the mental and physiological processes associated with the behavior. And as per Oxford Dictionary, psychology is the scientific study of the mind and how it influences our behavior. Now let's talk about the major perspectives of psychology. Number 1, the behavioral psychology. In this aspect, we emphasize on the observable behaviors of an individual and the underlying environmental factors that cause them. This basically studies how individuals learn from their environment through psychological conditioning and reinforcement. Number 2, the biological perspective. From this aspect, a psychologist tries to relate the influence of biological factors, such as genetics, brain structure, and neurotransmitters of an individual on the behavior and mental processes. Here, the psychology examines how the nervous system and other physiological processes impact thoughts, emotions, and actions. Number 3, the cognitive perspective. As all of we know, cognitive means to think, to imagine, or the reasoning in our brain. So in cognitive aspect, the study focuses on mental processes, including perception. That is how the information from the environment received and processed in brain, memory, problem-solving, and decision-making. This branch tries to decode and understand how exactly people acquire and process informations in their brain. And then number 4, the socio-cultural perspective. In this branch, we focus on effect of society and culture on the behavior of an individual. It considers how societal norms, cultural values, and social institutions impact individuals and groups. Number 5, the developmental perspective. This aspect of psychology focuses on the study of changes that occur in individuals over the course of their lifespan. This perspective examines how people grow, develop, and adapt at various stages of life in accordance with their thoughts and individual psychology. Now let's talk about the nature of subject psychology. First of all, it is scientific. Psychology is a scientific field that employs empirical research methods to systematically study and understand human behavior and mental processes. In modern-day psychology, psychologists employ rigorous and systematic research methods, including experiments, surveys, observations, and case studies to gather data and test hypotheses. Psychologists use precise measurement and statistical analysis to quantify and analyze data, facilitating the objective interpretation of results. Hence, the psychological laboratories are continuously developing, and new and more efficient instruments are being constantly involved and used to make the studies better. Hence, all these factors indicates and even make a stand for the idea that study of psychology is scientific. Number 2, the law of psychology is universal. This means that certain psychological principles and phenomena apply consistently across diverse cultures and contexts. Some cognitive processes, such as memory, attention, and problem-solving, are considered fundamental and found to be similar with everyone under similar condition. Number 3, the laws of psychology is verifiable. This implies that psychological principles and theories can be tested, observed, and confirmed through empirical evidence and scientific methods. Psychologists conduct empirical research to gather observable and measurable data, and through experiments, surveys, observations, and other research methods, they seek to test hypotheses and theories. Let's talk about the scope of psychology. Number 1, diverse specializations. Psychology encompasses a wide range of specializations, including clinical, counseling, educational, forensic, and industrial organizational psychology, offering various professionals' career paths. Number 2, the mental health advocacy. The scope of psychology extends to addressing and advocating for mental health issues, contributing to mental health, and promoting overall well-being. Number 3, research and innovation. Psychology involves continuous research, fostering the development of new therapeutic techniques, interventions, and technologies to understand and address human behavior. Number 4, educational enhancement. Psychology plays a crucial role in education, informing teaching methods, curriculum development, and student support services to enhance learning environments. Number 5, corporate influence. Industrial organizational psychology aids organizations by improving employee satisfaction, productivity, and overall workplace dynamics through understanding human behavior in professional settings. Number 6, technological integration. With advancements in technology, psychology is increasingly integrating, with digital platforms, offering online therapy, mental health apps, and virtual reality interventions, expanding the reach and accessibility of psychological services. Now let's talk about the branches of psychology. Psychology has many branches, field and subfields, but for convenience, we categorize them into 2 broad parts. That is, pure psychology and applied psychology. First of all, the pure psychology. Pure psychology, often referred to theoretical or academic psychology, focuses on advancing our understanding of fundamental principles and theories related to human behavior and mental processes. Researchers in pure psychology seek to expand knowledge without necessarily aiming to solve practical problems. This branch of psychology explores questions about cognition, emotion, perception, and other psychological phenomena for the sake of knowledge itself. Now let's talk about the branches of our psychology. Number 1, the general psychology. General psychology, also known as introductory or basic psychology, is a broad field that serves as a foundational overview of the fundamental principles and concepts within the discipline. It provides a comprehensive introduction to the various branches and areas of psychology, offering individuals a broad understanding of human behavior and mental processes. Number 2, abnormal psychology. Abnormal psychology is the branch of psychology that focuses on the study of abnormal behavior, mental disorders, and psychopathology. It explores patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that deviate from what is considered typical or culturally normative. The field seeks to understand, classify, and treat various mental health conditions. The key aspects of abnormal psychology include diagnosis and classification, cause and risk factors, treatment and interventions, prevention, research and assessment. Abnormal psychology is crucial for promoting mental health, reducing stigma associated with mental disorders, and enhancing the overall well-being of individuals. Professionals in this field, such as clinical psychologists and psychiatrists, play a vital role in diagnosing, treating, and supporting those with mental health challenges. Number 3. Physiological psychology. Physiological psychology, also known as biopsychology or psychobiology, is a subfield of psychology that explores the relationship between psychological processes and the underlying physiological systems of the body. It seeks to understand how neural mechanisms, hormones, and other physiological factors influence and interact with behavior, cognition, and emotions. Researchers in this field often collaborate with other disciplines such as neuroscience and biology to gain a comprehensive perspective on the biological underpinnings of psychological phenomena. The key aspects of physiological psychology include neurobiology, neurotransmission hormones and behavior brain, imaging techniques, biological basis of mental disorder, genetics, and behavior. Number 4. Social psychology. Social psychology is the scientific study of how individuals think, feel, and behave in social situations. It explores the influence of social interactions, group dynamics, and societal factors on human behavior. Social psychologists examine various aspects of social life, seeking to understand patterns of behavior, attitudes, and perceptions within a social context. The key themes in social psychology include social influence, social cognition, attitudes and attitude change, group dynamics, social identity, prejudice, and discrimination. This aspect provides valuable insights into the complexities of human social behavior, contributing to our understanding of social interactions, communication, and the factors that shape individuals within a social context. Number 5. Developmental psychology. Developmental psychology is the branch of psychology that studies how individuals grow, develop, and change over the course of their lives. It examines the psychological, cognitive, emotional, and social aspects of human development from infancy to old age. This field aims to understand the processes and factors that influence the trajectory of development across various life stages. Key areas of focus in developmental psychology include cognitive development, social and emotional development, physical development, moral and ethical development, identify formation, attachment. Developmental psychologists use various research methods, including longitudinal studies and cross-sectional analyses, to gain insights into the complex and dynamic processes of human development. Their findings contribute to our understanding of the factors that shape individuals across the lifespan. Number 6. The experimental psychology. Experimental psychology is a subfield of psychology that focuses on conducting controlled experiments to investigate fundamental psychological processes. Researchers in experimental psychology design and carry out experiments to test hypotheses and explore cause-effect relationships in human behavior and cognition. This approach involves manipulating variables and observing the resulting changes in behavior, aiming to identify underlying principles and mechanisms. Key aspects of experimental psychology include research design, data collection and analysis, controlled experiments, psychological phenomena, perception, memory, learning, attention, laboratory settings, replication. Experimental psychology plays a crucial role in advancing the understanding of psychological principles and contributes to the development of theories that explain human behavior and cognition. Researchers in this field often collaborate with other branches of psychology and related disciplines to build a comprehensive understanding of the mind and behavior.